So this week we're in Tokyo. Yeah, I'm back in my second home in Tokyo. So we're out of the forest. We usually film by the fire. And we will have the 5D, 5-dimensional updates in section 2. And now we're gonna go directly into this week for your sign, filmed in Tokyo during Mercury retrograde. A lot of challenges communication-wise, a lot of love for us all if we dare to open up. Welcome to the show. Welcome to your sign. Hi there, Sagittarius, and welcome to this week's astrological forecast with your modern shaman Maria and RainbowLand. Here from Tokyo in our house where we are not going to be anymore after this report. So I thought I wanted to show you a traditional Japanese house, or just a room actually, a traditional Japanese room. The rest of the house is not that traditional. With a hole in the floor where you can have your legs and the little dollhouse-ish thing up here. Paper walls. Where you could actually just put your hand through it and it will break. But anyways, this week, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Sagittarius, happy birthday to you. So I hope that you are gonna be celebrated, with this Jupiter return. It's one of the wilder birthdays for you guys. You're gonna have your new astral year with a card that says, and that says that you'll have luck and you'll be feeling at home, like with beneficial things will happen for you. You'll expand your mind just like you like to. Maybe you're gonna go travel the world, or foreign people gonna come to you and educate you about how life is around you. I just met a Sag today at our meditation, a newcomer in the Heartfulness meditation here in Japan. So yeah, I told him the same. But the thing is that this week we're going to start out just as we ended last week with Jupiter in conjunction with the Sun, with your ruler with the Sun, the luck combination. So you'll feel really enthusiastic with like a high self-belief and thrust forward like intensely with a big optimism going on, and the feeling of that nothing can go wrong, everything will be great, not if there's any downfalls, you're not gonna see them. But this week, I strongly advise you to perhaps pay extra attention towards what other people want as well, because we have Mercury retrograde in your sign as well, so this can cause some communication problems. You really have to feel into where they are standing, otherwise you might have troubles, and someone who wins a battle, verbal battle, is not that satisfied if the atmosphere around you guys, the ones you're having this argument with or something, even though you win the argument, like how nice is it to be together? Just because you won it, maybe the whole atmosphere around you guys won't be that nice. So it's about also thinking about these things before you just push your own ideas down someone's throat if they're not ready to hear the truth, even though you are the ones that are really the one in the zodiac, one of the ones in the zodiac that are really good at educating people and about certain things in life. If people are not ready to hear it, they're not ready to hear it. And also this week let me find my heart. We're gonna draw some tarot cards, of course, as we usually have. I just made the Spanish report for the Sagittarius, and it definitely also said don't push things too hard. Try to, like with the Mars Saturn, the good aspect at the end of the week, it could be a good idea to take things step by step, maybe redecorate something around the house, rebuild something around the house, or just, because that is a nice aspect. It could also be inside of yourself emotionally that you are rebuilding something. There's a quarter moon square in Virgo this week, and Friday actually. Let's look at the room instead of me, more interesting. And this is definitely showing you, I'm sorry for the light, it's flimmering. I don't know why this light is like that. It's like being at a weird discotheque. Sorry for that. And what I wanted to say is there's a quarter moon square Friday that shows you that you might need to be patient around something, and your feelings can be outside your clothes. And if it has something to do with your job, or maybe just your desire to make an impact on the world somehow, just be mindful of where does the people that you meet and encounter, where do they stand? You know, so it's not a good idea to just want to force your own things through, as I said before. Because with Mercury retrograde, not everything might go just according to plan. Maybe you want to really like accumulate, and you are like very keen on what can we do to move things forward. But Mercury is going retrograde, so someone might want to stop you in that and make you reconsider some other things before you can move forward. So parts of your scope is saying, yeah, let's go, let's do it, let's move forward, and another part of your scope is saying, I have to reconsider stuff. But definitely with the Sun and Jupiter in your sign, we are definitely talking about that you have to show us how amazing and special and fantastic you are, and let yourself shine this week. So just such a super lucky aspect. And when we have when we can ride roller coasters like these that are really the really cool ones, you know, that really makes it tickle in your stomach and make you feel like you're having a lot of fun, then why not do it? It's the time to do it. Take advantage of that. Astrology card of the week for the Sagitarius is astrology card of the week for the Sagittarius is, let's see, Pluto transformation. And tarot card of the week, let's put them together before I interpret them. Tarot card of the week for the Sagittarius. Let's see what we can do. Take it away. It was a teenage wedding and the old folks pushed them well. I don't know why, this is a Pulp Fiction song just came. You could see how the air did truly like the man and myself. And now they sorry. Maybe you had a broken heart as a teenager, and you need to recover from that, and it's projected into you now. Who knows? There's a big transformation now going on. Some kind of broken heart that you might have had or experienced now, it's gonna transform you. You just have to see, are you getting your heart broken? Is there someone you love who's leaving you, and why? Is it some past wound that is coming up? Then you have to communicate with someone about their wounds or their hurt feelings. It doesn't have to be yours, but this is actually a good. It seems like a hard combination, but it's actually good if you manage to deal with it the way the universe thinks it's optimized to deal with it. By seeing that this is always a chance, if something dies and ends, it's always a chance of transforming into something better, because there's always a reason why something ends, always. No matter what it is, whether it's you're gonna have to move to a new place and it's a whole family epoch, I don't know what it's called, like a period of your life that ends because you have to move, or you have to end a situation, whatever it is that you have to end, because this is something that ends, and you feel brokenhearted for having to let someone go or something go. But Pluto is always an indicator of transformation on a deeper level. We can only go as high as we can go deep. So Pluto always takes us to the deepest, darkest chambers to make us realize that this wound that we carry, if we do not, like, let's say, for example, you got a broken heart as a teenager. Someone really, truly broke your heart. And you didn't get the heartbreak out, so it's still in your programming, it's still in your energy field. This means that you will actually attract the same things again, because your body, your system, the whole energy field is vibrating, calling out for this to repeat itself somehow, but just with a new phase, a new situation, but still the same theme. So it's actually really good if there's a chance now that you can transform something here. Right? It can also have something to do with your self-worth, Pluto being in your second house. But don't follow trends, follow your heart, and know that everything happens for a reason, and that you are just the master and the greatest inspirator of optimism and positivity. So use that while you heal your wounds if you have such. If not, then just enjoy that Jupiter is in your sign. See you in section 2. Don't follow trends, follow your heart. Welcome to section 2, 5D updates for you. So as I said before, Mars is in Pisces now, since the 15th of November. That is the 12th house collectively. And as we're talking about the 5D, and this is a program where we will every week go into how to upgrade and update your 5D, then prayer is something very important here. And for 5D, the 12th house is essential. So Mars being our actions, our motivation, getting things done with self-esteem, wanting to push forward, energy, then yes, of course, we need to talk about Mars and Pisces in regards to the 5D upgrade. With Mars and Pisces, we are less motivated to go after the 3D goals. We are more motivated to pursue the spiritual or more emotional drives during this cycle. And it's gonna go on until we reach January, where Mars is returning to Aries. So we should always try, or we could always try to take advantage of wherever a planet goes, and whenever a planet enters a certain field, there's certain doors that just opens that much easier. That's why I make these reports, for you to be notified about what you can take advantage of now. Our energy during a phase like this is more variable rather than straightforward, and also up and down. We dislike confrontation during this period, which is good, because Mars often gets into a battlefield. So we often put other people's needs ahead of our own during this cycle. So that is our more idealistic side that comes to the forefront. But prayer has also got to do with the 12th house. And why is it important to pray? And what is prayer? Well, a prayer keeps us connected with our higher selves, that knows which way we are meant to go, and thereby detaches us from our egos, the source of our desires being our egos and wishes, that are often disconnected with conscious and fully open contact with source, creator, master, God, whatever you want to call it. We're reminded of what we came here to this planet Earth, this beautiful planet, to develop towards on the path. Well, if we surrender ourselves 100% completely, as we close our eyes and quiet our minds and say a prayer, you might have a fixed prayer, or you will have a prayer that is a prayer of your heart, coming from your heart. Maybe it's a prayer for someone else that you love to be in a better state or to get well. A prayer is always that much stronger when it comes from the true space of an open mind and open heart. Because if it stems from the ego, you will probably attract something that your ego needs and not your higher self, and that won't ever get you going any further forward. So of course, before finding out what you want to pray to, I mean, within different traditions, there are different prayers already handed to us if we need help. But it's a good idea to get to know that you're in contact with that side of yourself that you really want to move forward with, so that your prayer also get aligned with that. Let's say you choose to pray for that you can be less selfish and more selfless. It can also be that you pray for that you are less reactive and more responsive from the heart. It can also be that you want to go from restlessness into peacefulness, from darkness into light, or from heaviness to lightness. These would be the kind of prayers that would come from your higher self. These are the kind of prayers that our higher selves often wish for, because the higher self knows that if we make prayers like this, it's the same as getting fully into alignment with our higher selves. Because our higher selves are light, are peaceful, are selfless. That is the essence. What we are outside of our 3D bodies, our ego, our mind. I'm not saying that we should not use the mind. I'm just saying that there should be a balance, a natural balance. It is not natural for a tool to be in charge, and the mind is a tool we can use when we need it. We made it as us, as something that we identify with. But it is not. We can close the door and open it only when we need this tool. There are places where it's easier for us to connect with our higher selves. For instance, where I usually do the reports, the weekly reports, is in the nature, or where I have been doing it for the last months since I went away from Tokyo last time. So much easier, because in nature we are in harmony with ourselves, because it's natural there. Our heart beats naturally, our breath gets into natural alignment with all there is. Sometimes in the bigger cities, when we're around people who are also affected by the inevitable noise and vibrations coming from all sides, disturbing our natural harmony, well, the ego takes over so much more easy. This week, for the first week in a long time, I'm filming from Tokyo, but also here I can see the beauty. Even though we have modern buildings, you can see the aesthetics and the beauty and how they are shaped, and the lights in the night. Find what is mysterious here. Find what calls for the heart. Find what makes you sing. Find the nameless in the city full of names and signs. You can give yourself the time to let time fly. Release yourself from the 3D linear time and go into synchronistic time. As I said last week, that time where you wait for the signs, you don't make your ego react and take the choices, make the calls, unless you really have to, because we still live in a 3D world. But whenever you're able to, listen to the signs instead of your mind. Listen to your heart. Listen to your higher self. Be quiet. Quiet your mind, so that you can hear your heartbeat. If you want to jump off the train and come to another level, time is now to find the stillness. Believe that you dare let go of your ego and listen to the needs of your higher self. Do you dare to become a servant for something bigger than the ego?
something that a part of you already know the road towards. Do you know what your call is? What is your call? Mercury retrograde is here to bring chaos and confusion to your winter holidays, they say. But not just that. It's also here to make you reconsider how you can communicate on another level with wisdom instead of the old patterns of communication. Benefits will come that exceeds the goals of finding peace once you dare to listen to your higher self. I swear to you, that journey is so much more beautiful than any journey your mind can imagine. Maybe you want you want to get out of a stressful life and into a peaceful life. Maybe you want mental clarity. Maybe you want to find this inner peace. But I tell you, if you allow yourself to find the right tools to get into your higher self, there's a prize that you will get far, far bigger than anything you can feed your ego with, something that will last. I found my way through following the signs of synchronicity for 20 years. I used meditation, I used yoga, I used kindness above it all. I fell many times, fell through, but I got up again and I continued to follow my dreams and my heart and inspire people towards kindness, towards their calling, towards the life that is natural for us to live in harmony and balance, in love and kindness, where joy lifts us up and cleans us, where we take responsibility in our relationships and live conscious relationships. But the choice is yours. You can make the difference around you, all around you, but you have to make the choice. The choice is yours. Every day, every time you speak to someone, every time you do anything, you can choose to be aware. You can choose to be in a meditative state or a 5D state where you feel that your body is just what do we say? We call hylster in Danish. What is it called in English? Just a shell. The soul is so much greater, wider, bigger, and wiser. Write me privately if you want me to find a meditational teacher for free, a free one somewhere near you, no matter where you live. If you want to try to use this tool that I have. There are many tools. As long as you follow your heart, then you know you're on the right path. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu, as we say in Japan. Don't follow trends, follow your heart. Hugs. Neptune retrograde is also this month, or this week actually, that it goes forward again after 5 months. November 25th, it turned forward to move forward. And Neptune rules over spiritual evolution, over personal transformations and dreams. When it goes retrograde, it takes away delusions and makes room for realities in these areas. Neptune retrograde will have pushed you into doing things and getting real, rather than just spending your time thinking and dreaming about your future in the areas it has been touching in your life personally. Neptune retrograde clash with the effects of Mercury retrograde because they are in square, and also for the qualities of these two. During Mercury retrograde, we're encouraged to take things slow, think everything through, and reflect, revise, reconsider. Uranus, who we also have in retrograde, is all about change, so different from Neptune retrograde. Neptune retrograde gives us the energy to get things done. It's been a good idea to still take things slow during the last 5 months, to not don't do or say anything big without giving it a lot of consideration. The Mercury retrograde can mess with our ability to have serious conversations, to truly understand what people are trying to say to us. 3 times a year it goes retro, changing speed in its orbit around the sun, making it look like it moves backwards. This change affects us all here on Earth. Communication, movement and technology issues. Any general feeling of confusion gets to come up. On November the 16th, Mercury went retrograde for the last time this year. So this will have an effect on all of us. And it's not bad at all. It's not only bad. Because of course I'm standing here in an airport and everything is delayed, and I'm in another plane because the other plane didn't come, and so many things. But at the same time, I have been solving so many communication issues. Mercury retrograde is about taking things slow. That's why delays come, and thinking and reflecting upon the past. So this period isn't the best time to make a life-changing decision or to start something new, although you might be feeling certain changes due to the Venus now forward and Mars out of his cycle. But seen from the Mercury aspect, it's a good time to go over things, question your motives, and look into your soul. Speak with your higher self to see what you want to continue doing. Mercury retrograde gives us the opportunity to improve how we communicate our messages, our whole essence, and our energy vibrations to others. Reflecting and figuring out how to proceed with your life is a great way to end a year, a cycle, even though this year, or the new year, as we call it, isn't an astrological new year, because this is in Mars, where the astrological year cycle ends with Pisces, starts with Aries in the second part of March, and the latter part of March. But it's a really good starting point in getting a fresh start as we enter January, where Aries will also get back into his sign and start over new. Of course, Mercury retrograde will affect some more than others. Learning to walk again. Many signs have felt these times as learning to walk again, taking things slowly. I have heard 3 of my personal clients tell me these words during the last couple of weeks. I am learning to walk again. Not only learning to communicate all over, but to walk our talk. And physically, for me, with my knee operations, to walk again in a new way. Venus is in Libra, is moving forward. And until the 18th, she's still in her cycle. But she's finding balance. We are finding balance in our relationships. How is this going on for you? Now in December, we are going to have her in the sign of Scorpio once again. Interesting. Because this is another energy. She's at home here in Libra. But on the 2nd of December, she moves back into Scorpio to go very deep on a level where we will transform. Thank you.
No sigas las tendencias, sino tu corazón.